Sydney and New South Wales are enduring a warm finish to spring as a heat wave which is sweeping the state is expected to peak today. Our Sky News weather reporter Lucy Polkinghorn is in Parramatta. Lucy, this is our hottest run of spring days in 4 years.
That's exactly right. In fact, our first November heat wave in 4 years as well. Now, this prolonged heat really started to build over the weekend. This is the 5th day in a row above 30 degrees for Sydney's west. Penrith was the hottest place in the city yesterday, the mercury climbing to 39.7 degrees. We are expecting similar temperatures today. So right now here at Parramatta, it's around 36 degrees, but that mercury expected to continue to climb towards 40 degrees. We have seen people coming and going throughout the day here, cooling off in Lake Parramatta. We spoke to a couple. Here's what they had to say.
Still really, really warm, but later, I guess after midnight, it starts to cool down, which is good.
And are you switching on the aircon or putting
aircon? Definitely, yes. Aircon and fans.
I go in the water and put my head under the water to get my face cooled up.
Swimming, Parramatta Lake. Yeah.
Place to be.
Yeah, it is a place to be.
But the lifeguards have told me that come 4 o'clock after school knock-off, this place will be absolutely chockers like it was yesterday. So we're expecting plenty more people to come down and try and cool off. For coastal Sydney, though, it did reach 38 degrees at Sydney Airport at around 12:30 today. So very, very warm temperatures. That's 8 degrees hotter than what it did get yesterday. But we have seen onshore winds start to pick off. So it's cooled off around 6 degrees. So it's likely we've seen the peak of the heat for coastal Sydney so far today. Unfortunately, though, not much relief overnight because we are expecting quite warm and muggy conditions. The mercury only dropping to the early 20s, so we're expecting one of our warmest nights since March. As for tomorrow, a little bit of wet weather around, so that should keep a lid on the temperatures, but still warm, above average, around 28, 29 degrees for coastal Sydney, but early 30s for Western Sydney, still under that heat wave warning from tomorrow. But certainly a sign that summer is just around the corner.
Yeah, it's not far away, although it's felt like it in the past week, even here in Canberra. So the other issue, of course, is to do with the power grid. There has been a warning from the Premier that people are being urged to avoid, in particular, intense power users from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. to try to avoid too much strain on the system and avoid brownouts, blackouts, whatever they might be. This was Chris Minns earlier.
Solar production in the energy market starts to come off from 3 p.m. at exactly the same time as people return home from work. So if you can not run your pool filter, not run your dishwasher, not run your washing machine this afternoon between 3 and 8, you'll help the grid.
So talking about avoiding the sort of power use you don't necessarily need at that time. You heard in there, pool filter, dishwasher, maybe an EV as well. Obviously, air conditioners are a big drain, and there was a warning yesterday from the government to still use them when it's hot, but perhaps consider setting it a bit higher in terms of degrees, so not 19, maybe 22, 23 degrees. So they're the warnings to try to make sure the grid does cope today.